quit my job, decided to pack up my apartment and go move to Europe. And now I'm building my own company. I can't believe I just said that out loud. Hi, I'm Devri. I'm 26 years old and I'm building my own AI company. So I've kind of been in hibernation mode the past few months, just working hard to build a foundation of what I'm building. And I realized, hey, maybe I should just start documenting this and share my journey. One, to see if it resonates with anyone, but two, to document it for myself so I can see the growth I have along the way. Because I believe this is so much bigger than me just building my company, but more so my growth as a person. So let's take it back a little to kind of paint the picture of where I was before this. A few years ago, I decided to move out of Canada and go to Silicon Valley to chase this crazy dream of working for an early stage startup. And I was always passionate about tech and innovation, and where else to go than the holy mecca of tech, which is San Francisco, California. There's just something about SF, the serendipity, the proximity of all the ambitious people there. Everywhere from the $1 million company fundraisers to seeing 19-year-old founders starting their own company, it's something, and that's what drew me there. I ended up deciding to go there after graduating university, and I knew it was going to be way harder for someone who's not an engineer to get a company to bet on you essentially and get a work visa. But for some reason, the city was calling my name and I just felt like I had to be there. And I even turned down job offers here in Canada. And a lot of people told me I was crazy for that, which I guess I kind of was, but I was just so set on this one goal I had for myself, and I just knew I had to go all in. And guess what? I ended up getting the job. It was exactly what I wanted. I was employee number 2 at an AI startup, and ended up getting my work visa, moved to San Francisco, and I literally felt like I was on top of the world, living my dream. So now, why did I quit? Deb, you seem like you're selling the dream. About exactly a year ago, in April 2024, I started feeling complacent about my job by going into office, and I just didn't feel as passionate. And when these feelings started to hit me, I started gaslighting myself. I was like, I don't get it. Why are you thinking this way? You literally have wanted this for so many years, and you've worked so hard to sacrifice where you are, and so many people would kill to be in your position right now, which is so toxic, but I'm human. And then I started to, I guess, talk about this with friends and just sit with this more, and I had a realization that you can have a dream and live it and realize it's not for you, or just outgrow it, because that's just life. We as people have dreams or goals, and they can change. And I realized it was one part of my dream. I was so grateful and so happy to do it, but it was time for me to move on. When I had this realization, I knew I couldn't stay there anymore. There was nothing. I had to move on. I just felt this calling. So then I made 3 big decisions. I decided to quit my job, pack up my apartment, ship my stuff back to Canada, and go live in Europe. As soon as I said those things out loud, I felt weight just being lifted off my shoulders. And I just felt so free, because I just felt like I was living my truth. And it was just so liberating. So then, into the phase of me exploring myself, living in Europe, I definitely had the question at the back of my mind while I was there of, okay, so what are you going to do next? Realistically, this is going to come to an end soon, and you need to figure out your next career move. But I tried, I did just try to live in the moment and think, okay, when the time comes when I'm done, I will take this more seriously. But right now, I don't want to be in the job hunting mode. And I had an idea of kind of what I was going to do after anyways. I was like, okay, I'll probably move back to SF in the fall, work for another startup or in tech as a biz ops role or a chief of staff. But then I also had this voice at the back of my head saying, what if you just did your own thing? And it really scared me when I had that thought, which I guess is a good thing, to go after what scares you. I'm realizing now in hindsight. Also, while I was in SF, I was constantly in rooms with very smart, intelligent people. And a lot of times I had imposter syndrome of, am I good enough? Am I smart enough to be here? Clearly I was. I mean, I ended up helping grow the company. I was literally the backbone of growing it from 0 to 1. And we ended up being acquired by one of the biggest tech companies in the world. So I guess I was a bit capable and learned a thing or two. Then eventually, when I came back to Canada after spending the 3 months in Europe, I realized, okay, I think I know what I need to do. I mean, I technically already built a company from scratch, but it just wasn't mine. Why don't you just take the risk and do it for yourself? So, what am I building now? As I was in this figure it out stage, I realized a lot of people were reaching out to me for AI related stuff throughout various industries. How do I use this? Is AI gonna take my job? What not? And I was like, this is so funny. Like, I think people started calling me like the AI girl. I was like, wait, I think this is it. And I looked at my unfair advantages I had. I mean, I ended up being in Silicon Valley during the AI boom. I ended up working alongside some of the smartest engineers and learned how to build stuff myself, being non-technical. Part of my day-to-day was just speaking to people who don't understand tech. While I was in SF, I also saw a constant pain point of companies ready to invest so much money in AI, but just not knowing where to start or how to go about it because they just didn't understand the tech enough. So then I thought, why not give direct value to people and learn as much as I can? So fast forward to today, I'm building internal automations, an AI company where I partner with businesses to help them figure out their gaps of how they operate and then strategize on the best ways to use AI. And then I also build out the AI solutions. So it's been about 4 months of me working on this, and I decided to share my journey with the world for whoever is watching, and hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two or just laugh. Honestly, I feel like every day I'm learning something new, whether that's for my business or something about me or just trying to solve some problem. But it's definitely been a ride. Like, I don't want to make it seem like it's just been like high riding, like I quit my job, I moved to Europe. No, it's definitely been a roller coaster, uphill and downhill of like emotions, figuring out what I want to do. And I think the biggest thing that I found about myself that I think should be the greatest takeaway here is things started to change once I started believing in myself. And that's when I started taking the more courageous steps of realizing I can quit my job and the world's not going to end. Of then realizing, hey, it's okay to go travel. I have savings. I can also live my life. Everything's not about work. And 3, take this bet on yourself. You're in your 20s. Why not now? I've met so many incredible people along the way that have helped me, and hopefully I'll bring them along in my vlogs as well, because I seriously have some great people that have inspired me so much and helped me be where I am today. I'm gonna be honest with you, this was so scary for me to come on camera and be vulnerable in this way, but I just felt a calling to do it. And like I said, I think it's a good thing when something scares you. It's probably a good sign to just go for it. So here I am. In a long-winded way, I guess I'll just be sharing my journey, and if this resonated with you at all, hit subscribe.